Today we're in London and we're here to eat.
This video is all about eating our way around the best food at Borough Market. The best British food makes use of the region's incredible produce, seafood and meat. This is our first video from London and we're hunting down the tastiest food at Borough Market. Watch out for mouth-watering fresh oysters, London's most famous doughnuts and loads more. In this three-part series, we'll show you London's best British food, from heritage recipes to British classics. You don't want to miss this series. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
Borough Market is one of the oldest and largest food markets here in London. It's been around since at least the 12th century. Now there are tons of YouTube videos out there where people shop at Borough Market and just eat their way around the market. And there's nothing wrong with those videos. There is a lot of good food to be found here, but we have got a hit list. We've talked to locals and we know which stalls are overhyped and which ones are absolute must-eats. So let's go and eat. Super excited about our first stop. We're at the Ginger Pig, which is a famous London butchery, but they also do world famous sausage rolls, so we're here to grab one of those. Hold fine, thank you. We've got our sausage roll here and these things look really hefty. So as I mentioned before, the Ginger Pig is a really famous London butchery. They started as a farm and their whole ethos is that if you engage in really good animal husbandry and you treat your animals well, then the result is that they will taste better. How good does this sausage roll look? It's hefty. We went for the pork and Stilton. So Stilton is a traditional English blue cheese. Oh man, really strong hit of that Stilton as soon as you bite into it. Very strong blue cheese, but not overwhelming because the pork is such a beautiful flavour. It's very well seasoned, so it's got a great hit of salt, lots of herbs, and that flaky pastry on the top. It's beautiful. Gotta go for another bite. Oh man, this is one good sausage roll. We actually have the Ginger Pig cookbook at home and I've made these sausage rolls. They didn't taste anything like this. This is next level. Ah, the meat in this thing. You can really taste the quality of it. And I think that's why my sausage roll that I made at home tasted nothing like this, because of the difference in the meat. And I got completely carried away. I was so excited about the sausage roll and I didn't even explain what a sausage roll actually is. So it's sausage meat, in this case is various cuts of pork mixed with a lot of herbs, spices and also the Stilton, and then covered in a pastry. So a really simple flaky pastry.
This place has a really neat feeling. There's lots of different stalls, lots of people just wandering around, having little samples of food. There's bakeries, there's trains rolling over the bridge up ahead. There's one right there crashing its way past us. It's a really neat little market. Now we're gonna get some fresh seafood, some oysters. We've grabbed a plate of rock oysters and they look incredible. So we went for some different size ones to show you just how different these can be. And these are the same sort of oyster, but just different ages. So we've got some small ones here, some mediums, and then these giant rock oysters. So these giant ones are about 5 or 6 years old. So the small ones would be quite young. And so they said at the shop to start with the small ones and work our way up because they get more briny as they get older. So we've come to this particular shop. There are a lot of oyster sellers here in the market. We've come to this shop because they've been peddling the trade since 1792. They get all their oysters from the coast of Mersey Island in Essex, and they're all wild spawn. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to go for the small ones first, like they told us to. We put some pepper on there, and we also put some vinegar and shallots, so some red wine vinegar with shallots in it, and of course lemon. So I'll just squeeze some lemon on there. Let's get this little guy. Oh, wow. Oh, beautiful flavor. Really good saltiness, not too strong at all, and a super burst of creaminess. And he said to us they will be extra creamy because at the moment it's summertime and it's spawning season, so they've got a bunch of eggs in them, and the eggs are very, very creamy. Let's get some lemon on this big guy and jump straight in and see what the taste difference is like. Now, like I said, these are 5 or 6 years old. He also showed us one that was about 20 years old, so they just had the shell, not the actual oyster there. It was humongous. Let's go one go with this huge guy. Oh, that's good. Much meatier, so a lot more texture in its consistency. Flavor-wise, not too much stronger. Is a little tiny bit brinier, like you said, so a little bit more of that salty sea taste, but not as much as I was expecting with that jump up in size and age. You can tell that these are super, super fresh oysters. They're really, really delicious, and they go really well with those condiments. So just a little bit of pepper, nice little squirt of lemon, and I really love the tanginess of the red vinegar and the shallot over the top. That was a great oyster stand to visit, and they're shucking about 2,500 oysters a day, so it's a very popular stand.
I love how compact Borough Market is, so you can hop from stall to stall and eat your way around the market pretty easily. We're just outside our next stop. We're here for a chorizo roll. Awesome, thank you. I've got my chorizo roll in hand, so let me show you what it's made up of. So everything's sandwiched between what looks to be like a ciabatta roll. This is the chorizo sausage, so fermented, cured and smoked sausage with a ton of dried and smoked red pepper mixed in with the meat. It's a pork sausage, some rocket, and then a slice of grilled pepper, and he drizzled some olive oil along the top of it all as well. It's a little bit disappointing because the rolls weren't cooked to order, so the sausage has been sitting and the roll has been sitting, like it was warmed on the grill and then it's just sitting there. So let's see what it tastes like. The sausage has got a great flavour. It's very, very smoky, and that's the overwhelming flavour that's coming out of that mouthful. The bread roll is way too crispy and hard, so it's almost painful to bite into, and it's gone a little bit hard, so it's not as soft as I would have liked. The arugula is or rocket is a nice peppery hit, and then the pepper's beautiful and soft. I'll have another bite. It's okay, but it's not knocking my socks off.
Next up, we're having something we've heard is very, very good. It's donut time, so hopefully these blow that sandwich out of the water, because that was definitely not a highlight of today's eating.
Research doesn't pan out like with that last spot, but I'm pretty sure that we're on point with this next stop. We're here for Bread Ahead Donuts. Now, Bread Ahead, the bakery, is famous for these donuts. They have a real cult following and they look spectacular.
Right near Borough Market is the Thames, so we've decided to come down to the river for these donuts, and look at the 4 we got. This one is pretty special. This is an Eton Mess donut. I'll tell you about what Eton Mess is soon. This is a custard chocolate donut. This is a classic jelly donut that's using blueberry jam for that one, and that is a vanilla cream donut, but it's the Eton Mess donut that I want to go for. Oh, check that out. So Eton Mess is a English dessert, I imagine named after Eton, which is a place and a school, but the dessert is cream meringue, so you can see there is a meringue sitting on top here, and strawberries. So this looks like it might be a vanilla cream. I imagine there's meringue pieces and that strawberry. This is going to be a mess. Oh my god, wow. Oh, that is a mess. Oh man, I'm covered in donut. It's so good. Very light donut, so the actual donut itself is nice and airy, nicely fried. And then you've got the crunchy bits of the meringue, and there is a vanilla cream, so it's a beautiful vanilla custard basically in there. Oh, I'm so glad I'm covered in this. It's really good, and the strawberries a nice little freshness. It's a cool little place too, because they've got the donuts right there in the market stall, but the bakery is right there also, so you've got big glass windows and you can see all the donuts and bread, etc. for the bakery being made. Oh, and look at that, I've bitten in again, and there's a whole lot of cut up strawberry pieces inside that that cream. That is good. Let's try the classic jam donut now, because that is a real measure of a donut's quality, I think, going classic. So this is a blueberry jam donut, and they get the fruit for their jam donuts from Borough Market. Yum. It's simple as it looks. Beautiful jam, full of fruit, quite sweet, that jam. Maybe a little sweeter than I like. I'd prefer a little bit of tanginess there. And the outside is nice. The donuts, once again, really aerated. Nice coating of sugar. Another beautiful donut. Now, I won't eat them all on camera, but let us know if you want to hear what the chocolate one and the vanilla cream one was like.